You said they were Hitler. You said they were literally Hitler.
Yeah, we say that now. That's something we say in society. We call
You're fucking soft on Hitler. I know where your bunker is, Buster.
It's the Pumpkin Brigade.
Oh fuck!
Coming at you for a Monday buffet.
As an orange person, orange is the least flattering color.
I'm also an orange person. This light makes me look green. Do I have jaundice?
No,
I'm still
because the lights aren't on.
Oh God, I'm red again. Okay, just heart disease. So I'm leaving that in. It is the Monday buffet.
It is.
Can I go on it's on MKUSUAL. It's like MK Ultra, but more normal. Every day you get something a little bit different. It's a little potpourri show. Oh my God, you gotta like and subscribe right now.
Please do it now.
If you...
You'll forget it.
Dude, there was so much...
There
was so much desperation.
I just hated saying it. Felt so empty.
I'm trying to content create here. I'm like and subscribe, fam. And you're like, please like and subscribe. We are, of course, raising money for Nick's surgery. Penis reduction surgery. He's sick of slaying these hoes. Anyway, so here's my... Oh, yeah, I didn't even... That was subconscious. Here's my rant. I'm going to call... We've done this segment before with jokes. I'm going to call it the Parrot Parade. When we get a graphical budget, I will have a parrot fly through.
Suck a fuck.
Parrot Parade. We like to find the joke that everyone's telling this week, or the thing everyone's saying this week. Typically it's jokes. So we find like a joke somebody shares or a sketch somebody made that they directly stole from someone else, or it's a joke that's immediately hack. I think last week or 2 weeks ago it was, hey, northern people, come get your weather out of my yard. It's drunk. This week's is more of a, I looked it up, it's called idea laundering or mimetic plagiarism. I'm going to show you some images. I'll put them up on the screen. It says, does anyone else think it's weird that in our cars we can reach and touch the other side, but in a bus we can't, and they both fit in a lane? I saw this.
The car's smaller.
Yeah, I saw this. That's not really the point. It's a fucking stupid idea.
I hate that.
I mean, that's I know. The car is not the lane, also.
Isn't it weird? How is the... Okay, whatever. Go on.
Isn't it weird that I can fit a dime in this much space and it fits in this bucket, but a quarter is this much space and it still fits in the bucket? Anyway, so I saw this and I was like, well, that's fucking stupid. Then I saw this. Pretty girl thinking about how a bus and car both fit in the same lane, even though a bus has 2 seats on each side and an aisle to walk through, and I could barely fit 2 people in the back seat of my car. How about this one? Does anyone else think it's weird that our cars we can reach and touch the other side, but in a bus we can't? They both fit in the same lane. Does anyone else think it's weird that in our cars we can reach and touch the other side, but in a bus we can't, and they both fit in the same lane? Does anyone else think it's weird that in a car we can reach and touch the other side, but in a bus we can't, but they both fit in the same lane? Thinking about how buses fit in the same lane cars do. You can have up to 3 people in the back seat of a car, but you can have a walkway in the middle and 2 seats on either side of a bus. And why isn't it legal requirement to wear belts on buses? I got a lot on my mind. Anyone else think it's weird that in our cars we can reach and touch the other side, but in a bus we can't, but they somehow fit in the same lane? Stop it! Stop doing this! That's not your thought. Just share it when you see it. Stop posting pictures of your tits or skateboarding with someone else's stupid... You're stealing stupid ideas, first of all.
My takeaway was that we should try to get walkways in the back seats of a Honda Accord. This kind of reminds me...
And this scratches the surface, because I saw it 4 or 5 times before I started looking.
Yeah.
There are hundreds of people who, They're not just sharing it. They're taking the time to type out their own version of it and take their own little picture. That's not.
Yeah, that's the part it's just like that's bizarre.
It's seeing. Okay, it's the problem
But,
with content creation. Keep going.
Well, okay, but this got me thinking because like we would go. It made me think of like high school track meets or like any type of thing where you go to another school and you're around a bunch of other kids. Like track meet would bring a bunch of different towns all together. So then we take all our bits.
Yeah.
And we go talk to our friends over here, and they do their bits, and we're fucking swapping. Oh, I heard this joke, like, you know.
That's normal. That's street joke. That's what I call it, a street joke.
But that's like what this is, except they're taking personal credit for it.
Well,
They're trying to like. That's.
Yeah.
Am I wrong about the personal credit? Like, why would you do that?
I'm not going to argue with you. Yeah, I think that's the question: is why would you do that? And it must be rewarding in some way. This is the whole thing. It just applies equally to the jokes thing. And this is our thing we talk about on the show. This would be considered a hack idea, right? Because one, it's just stupid and wrong. Two, yeah, why are you making it? My theory is, this is a very half-baked theory. My theory is that people do it because you get a reward for it. You saw something worked.
They get to be the reason it made me think of the track meet stuff is like I get to be the first person that they hear that joke from.
Yes.
That's the only reason I can imagine that like
I feel this way about a lot of dad joke content creators too.
Yeah.
Where they just do jokes you can get out of the book, but that's like the entire channel. There's this lady that pops up on our YouTube who every morning she sits there with her sunglasses and tells a stupid job, goes, good morning, and then sips coffee. And like, I don't respect that. I don't respect this. He's so allergic to that.
I'm allergic to the bullshit.
I don't know why this pisses me off so much. I think you get a reward from it, and I think you're right. If you're a content creator, you have, it's the same thing as like the viral dances or something. It's the lowest form of like creation. It's like trend creation. But then it moves into like specific words and thoughts. Like that's even worse to me than like doing a stupid fucking dance. And this is what we're flooded with. We're just flooded with this shit online. And people have their own content, and we're making internet content. I have an Instagram, but like something doesn't click with me. Why this is like, why this succeeds? You know what I'm saying?
I've had this like existential crisis recently about being an artist and getting to a place where see, Daisy just wants to create chaos, and I respect that. Come here, baby. Sorry, we'll play ball in a little bit. All right.
So you have an existential crisis about being an artist.
Well, okay, so then I'm like, even like asking the philosophical types of questions, like, instead of just doing it.
Mm-hmm. We've kind of touched on this.
And like, through that, you will, like, I might write a song, and it's going to be like, dun-dun, 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 and like, oh fuck, that's Say It Ain't So, and like, god damn it, and then I start over.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually you will break through this like bubble that you're in. You're surrounded by all this like mimetic fluff.
Yeah.
God, I don't know, like, it's just like,
Well, I feel like on this show, okay, we try to do something different a lot, especially on Sundays. We talked about shifting up the general format to make every day a little more potpourri. But, like, I mean, this to me is the equivalent of just watching another podcast and just doing that podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And like, okay, here's the other thing. Like, I have to work 40 minimum
Right.
a week. So if I could devote those 40 hours to coming up with new intellectual content, it would be way better, you know, like,
Right.
but same with music, same with any other type of art that I would like to pursue.
And sometimes people who do it as a full-time job take years to put out another album. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess it's just like, this is like lowest common denominator stuff.
I'm just trying to figure out why it thrives.
Oh, okay. Now I know where I was going with that.
right.
It's not confrontational. It's just clever enough to get your attention, but you do not have to sit there and form a thought about it.
Right.
Nor do you have to.
Completely I've seen versions of this where it's like proof we're in the Matrix. Like I said, this is the tip of the fucking iceberg this week.
Yeah.
I've been inundated with this fucking car question. I think people, influencers, I think we have a system that encourages people. I think the artistic outlets we have online encourages people to essentially farm
Yeah.
views. You know what I'm saying? To mechanize, like, farm. So you could wake up every day and say, all right, I'm gonna do this dance, I'm gonna mention this hashtag, I'm gonna repost this thought, I'm gonna tell this joke out of a joke book. And you could just, if you're just doing it to do it, it's you see what I'm saying? It's just mechanized.
Chicken tenders sell.
Right.
If you make good chicken tenders, you're gonna sell a lot of fucking chicken tenders.
How sustainable is that?
Not everyone wants to eat chicken tenders every meal, but you're gonna get 80-20 rule.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a lot of repeat customers for your chicken tenders.
Well, that's the parrot parade. Paulie wants original content. I hate you. That it's just, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not, and I've said this before because I had a philosophical breakdown about a year and a half ago about this stuff. Now I just think it's fun to point it out, and I don't see people pointing it out elsewhere, so I want to do it again. I want to do something different. But I have a philosophical breakdown along the lines of, and I still will argue this on the show, along the lines of, like, why not just do that? If you see the blueprint, you see what I'm saying? And I came to the conclusion that if I was going to get up every day and turn the creative side of my brain off, and I was going to, and I was going to get up every day, and my job was to be a professional, let's say TikToker, YouTuber, whatever. But my process was to silence anything in me that wants to spend 3 hours trying to come up with an original idea, and I only get one shitty 30-second thing, but it's different, and it's something I find funny, and I find fulfilling, and it doesn't do as good. I have to silence that part of my brain all day, sit in front of a computer, farm content, create it back in the most mechanized way that I know is going to get views, regurgitate those ideas, regurgitate those jokes. It's like the dad joke people. They have no joy in sitting around writing a joke. They find the thing that's going to sell. They set up the cameras. They produce the best quality way of telling that joke possible. I decided about a year and a half ago that if that is the reality, I'd rather go to an office
Yeah.
and sell vacuum cleaners for more money, or you know what I mean, or become very good at selling vacuum cleaners. Because not only is it the same thing, you're doing the same thing.
Right. It's a weird like perversion of something you actually love.
Yes, you're like selling your soul. Yeah. And that's why I'm convinced, and maybe the whole world is this way, that a lot of these people don't even want to be artists. What they want is a following. They want a title. They want, and they're literally not those things. They're just making a living creating regurgitated slop, which is fine for them. There's always been people that way. Hitler drew postcards of public buildings. He was regurgitated slop of the 20th century. And yes, if you tell dad jokes online and you post stolen ideas, you are Hitler. You're my Hitler. Anyway.
I'm coming for your ass.
We're not gonna harm you.
You said they were Hitler. You said they were literally Hitler.
Yeah, we say that now. That's something we say in society.
You're fucking soft on Hitler. I know where your bunker is, Buster, and I'm fucking coming in it. Coming in your bunker.
Aren't you a Hitler yourself?
What? Have a nice long retirement in Argentina?
That's true. The Antarctic. On the moon?
Oh, where is he now? Where's Hitler?
We're probably going to talk about this tomorrow, but do you know we can keep brains alive now? Anyway, what's our next segment?
Well,
we have a few.
What do you want to be when you grow up? I feel like that might...
Oh, that might tie into this.
Yeah, that kind of ties
We could create some synergy here.
We are creating synergy right now.
My passion is synergizing HR management. What you want to go first, or should I go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. From a very young age, wanted to be a fighter pilot. I wanted to fly the fastest planes on Earth. My parents should have told me much younger that I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Because of glasses?
I had glasses in 4th grade.
Oh, no. LASIK.
Yeah, but I don't know. I saw Top Gun. I was like, that's what I want to do. I saw Iron Eagle. That's another one that's like Top Gun with F-16s instead of F-14s. Very good fighter jet movie. I was obsessed with those movies. And then I was like, oh shit, the dogfights and shit from like World War II and World War I, they would literally like have air battles. I don't know, it was crazy. It wasn't just like bombing, it was like man versus man, but with jets.
Yeah, I think that's a classic. Like racing is kind of that way.
Yeah. I really just wanted to go fast and like be high up in the air, and I didn't really understand the implications of war and that I would have to kill other people if I wanted to be a fighter pilot. But then
well, let me ask you first, what made you shift from fighter pilot? This is about dead dreams. This is segment, it's dead dream. What made you was it 9/11?
No, I was around that time, was considering joining the military. That's a meme. That's a meme in like military culture. Are people who say, "Yeah, I was gonna do it, but
I was gonna do it" is one thing. I think we've all been close though, for real. If you've ever been an 18-year-old male in our age, a recruiter at one time, I was walking to the store in the rain, and they picked me up in a sedan and took me to the recruiting office when I was 18. I told that to my dad, who was a Marine, and he laughed. I've never seen him laugh like that, dude. I was like, yeah. I was like, I got this army. I was like, he's like, how do you meet the recruiter? I was like, I was just soaking wet in the rain. I didn't have an umbrella. They just pulled up and told me to get in the car. He just started laughing. So.
That guy looks desperate.
Anyway, so what made you shift from fighter pilot? What did you shift to?
Then for a while I realized that you could go higher than planes and you could go to space. And I wanted to be an astronaut.
Oh, that's dope.
I tried I was like young. I was okay. I was in the GATE program, Gifted and Talented Education. So I was getting opportunities like to test out of high school when I was 14. I could have like gotten my GED when I was 14
Nick.
and started to go to college. Like I should have like Daisy Cam.
Keep going. She's trying to listen to her dad.
No, she's staring at her ball. She does not care about me. If I were pink and spiky, she would care. Sorry, baby.
So
then like space camp and going to some type of program that would lead me down that path was possible. It's also expensive, and my parents did not want to invest. I don't know why they talked me out of it, but I think they just thought I was a kid with like big dreams, like dreams that were too big.
it's okay to have big dreams.
Yeah, they saw a more traditional path, and I think that's because that's what they wanted. My dad kind of had to do that. He had like a family business that he was somewhat obligated to take over. Like his two older brothers had, one went on to be a lawyer and one went on to be accountant, so they like secured good careers for themselves, and he was like kind of wild and rowdy, and so his dad probably pressured him a lot to settle into something. And then my mom had me when she was 20, so she did not get to finish her formal education. And I think that there was just like this pressure from her family too. There was,
Not to like rock the boat or...
Yes, just get them, and like, because you see what could happen. You could end up like...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that's a common thing, actually. And I think it's a common thing where if you... Yes, keep going.
Well, there just wasn't like... Astronaut was a ridiculous possibility to them.
Right.
I had the intelligence to maybe not be an astronaut, but I could have been like a satellite image
Oh, yeah.
analyst or something.
Air traffic controller in the military.
I could have done, I would have been like in the Air Force intelligence, analyzing aerial stuff, or like, I don't know. There could have been a good career there for me.
Now...
I just, in my mind, all I could think was, planes are fucking sick, dude.
Yeah.
I want to go. I still do that sometimes. I just like am on my bike. I'm like,
That's sick.
you got to keep that little kid alive. You got to parent that little kid inside you. But I then realized that I don't really understand why or how, but it was kind of like an all or nothing. Like that wasn't possible, so then that dream kind of died.
Okay.
And then I became depressed in high school.
Oh, shit. Can I ask you like a side question, like a side quest here? Why didn't, what's the deal with you being able to leave high school at 14? Was that the same thing? Was it just like, whoa, that's like abnormal? We're not sending you to college at 15.
Yes.
Okay.
My mom...
But that was very much on the table. I always knew you were a
was
genius.
on the table, but also I kind of like was scared too. I didn't have the right people around me to like push me down that. So I was like, well, I'm just going to leave. I grew up in a small town. My friends are my friends from birth. Like I was born...
Yeah.
I was in the hospital with my neighbor who I was friends with all through, like, those were my friends. not a lot of people get those types of friends, and I had like 20 of them until I was 18. Where like you have known this person
Yeah.
your entire life, and I don't know. I was like, I don't want to leave my friends. That part was scary.
Well, I think
I didn't know how to function outside of that structure.
when I ask why didn't you leave, I wasn't putting a value judgment on it because I think there's really no wrong answer. There's so much socialization that goes on in high school.
Yeah.
Um,
And I would have had that, but I probably would have been, and I'm sure that there are like places that people with that, with that opportunity could have gone, that I would have just been around other kids like me.
oh, I never thought of that.
Like I would have ended up in some scholarship house where it was other people.
That's interesting.
You know, like maybe there isn't a place like that at KU, but maybe there is at some other college or some other type of school, or like JROTC, or like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I never
No, I don't know either.
got that far with it. So,
I never even thought of going to college out of state.
yeah, for me
Kinda
it was
blew my mind.
KU,
Yeah.
and luckily got a 21 on my ACT. Very hungover the first time I took it. So I was like, okay, I can get in. And then that was it. I just like, I can go to KU now. My parents are happy. I will figure something out.
Now, let me ask you this. Okay, so when do you think you decided like that aeronautics route wasn't going to work?
I was 12 or younger.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
But what about the whole like I could have done the intelligence, or when did that all die?
After I went to college.
Okay.
Because I also did very well on my ASVAB, which is
Yeah.
the military placement. I had like a 98 out of 100 or
Damn.
whatever. I had a very good score and was recruited by everyone but the Coast Guard.
They're like, this guy's coming in too hot for the Coast Guard.
Yeah, I wanted to join the Air Force. I'd been to the Air Force Academy like on vacation with, I forget where it is, Colorado Springs maybe, somewhere in Colorado. We went there. It was beautiful. You get to see like people marching in their uniforms, and like they look very like they're doing something important. I was like, this could be fucking cool. And then after I graduated in 2003. 9/11 was 2 years before that.
Right.
So my parents, like a bunch of people in my class went and joined the military.
Yeah.
One was an Air Force. He literally did exactly, he was an Air Force intelligence officer.
I had two friends who were Air Force pilots.
Yeah, another guy was in the Army, a Marine. Like they went on to like, some of them had less opportunity, so they were like Marine infantry. Not great jobs at that time.
No.
But that was it. My parents were like, they pressured me so strongly to just go to college. And that's when that died. Because I was like, well, fuck, am I creating a wedge between me and my family by choosing my own path? And
Right.
is that a permanent thing? Are they gonna, I didn't know. My brain's not fully developed.
Yeah, you're not really equipped at that age.
And
yet.
those are the people who they're the authority figure and they trust me. And then all their friends like push me back to them. They don't say like, oh, hey, you are smart. You should go down there. Live your own. No one is thinking or telling me that in Downs, Kansas, where I grew up. And so college, depressed, flunked out, went to a JUCO, ended up in a kitchen because I needed a job, and I've been in kitchens since 2006.
Isn't that the way, man? Like some disconnect between what you want to be doing and what you're doing. which is fine. Very few people live out their dreams in life. If really, if
Right.
not maybe fucking 0.1%, right?
By the numbers, yeah.
Yeah. But isn't it the case that there's always an inflection point that usually involves some form of depression or some form of like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? That like shifts. I can think about that with most people I know.
Because I valued the opinions and guidance of others more than what my fucking gut was telling me. What my heart and my brain and my gut were telling me. And maybe I would have gone down that path and ended up in a similar place, but later I would have been like, oh, this isn't what I wanted, but at least I did the thing that I said I wanted to do, that has value to me. And I've done that in like small ways since I want to do this, and I set out and found the right people and we did the thing, and like, I don't know, I wanted to start a music festival and we did that. I'm proud of that. That's cool.
They also say, what, John Lennon, life is what happens when you're making other plans.
Did he say that?
I think he said that. It's not important.
I'm not doubting that.
I know.
It's
it's just a side. Now you're making me question my. Sources suggest John Lennon took the line from Alan Saunders. It's probably stolen content.
Well, the Beatles.
Medic plagiarism.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know where to go from here. That got heavy. Not heavy, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I was expecting like, I wanted to be a dinosaur.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
I feel like I should save mine for next week.
Okay. Yeah, we could do that.
All right, I'll save mine. We'll do a teaser. Guess below what I want it to be. What if I have the exact same story? Well, how do you want to round this out? Because we're reaching our...
All right, let's do one, at least. I got some would you rathers.
Okay, still would you rather?
And you pick 1 through 5.
Okay. How about... God damn, how about 4? I blinked on my assignment. Not even
4.
Yeah. I was trying to, for some reason, my brain started thinking of would you rathers. I'm going to do the one about the whipped cream. Okay, I want a 4.
Number 4 is would you rather have your laugh replaced with the sound of a single sad trombone, or every time you sneeze, it sounds like a demonic goat scream?
The sneeze. I'd take the sneeze.
I think I would agree. Because you would like eventually resent your laughter.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to laugh. You don't want to fuck up that part of your life.
Yeah. And the demonic ghost scream could be like, oh, people will be like, oh, he's going to sneeze. He's going to do it.
Yeah.
He's going to fucking do it.
You could go on a TV show. The demonic goat. Go on America's Got Talent with your
right.
sneeze. No, it just would be an annoying thing that happens sometimes. And you could take a lot of Benadryl if you really needed to.
You're on a date and they're like, fresh cracked pepper, sir. And you're like, no.
Yeah, that one's almost a no-brainer to me because a sneeze is an involuntary thing and a laugh is something that's very important. Okay, do I get to pick yours? Since I had to go blind?
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right, you got to do 2.
Okay, would I rather be followed everywhere by a whispering Victorian child who only says cryptic things like, he knows what you did, or have to legally register your feet as independent citizens with their own social security numbers?
Wait, so haunted by a ghost or you get to vote 3 times?
I to file taxes 3 times.
Oh, that sucks for your feet.
I get 3 votes though. That's pretty cool.
What else would you get 3 of? You could get 3. So you could like your feet could be unemployed, and you could live off their Social Security while you have a job.
I was thinking, yeah, just rack up an absurd amount of debt with one of them.
Then chop your foot off. Take out a life insurance policy on a foot for $1 million.
I think I got it. I don't know. Victorian child is like kind of appealing too. For a completely different set of reasons.
Can you converse with the Victorian child?
Do they get older as I get older? So they're going to be like 50 when I'm...
Oh, yeah. They'll be like a proper English gentleman. I assume this is a ghost who will never age.
That's...
He knows what you did.
I'm going with independent citizen feet. I'm taking the extra Social Security numbers.
It's got to be the
I'm going
right.
to exploit them.
It's got to be the right answer.
Here's the one that stuck out to me. I'll just throw this out for both of us. Would you rather, Dennis, have fingers that taste everything they touch,
Ooh.
or knees that scream when you bend them?
Does walking count?
I'm thinking like I'm sitting right now and my knees are bent. So like
when you get up?
you would have to sit
Oh. Oh, shit. What was the first one?
and
Hands that touch everything you...
yeah, and walking, yeah. If your legs were not straight, your knees were going to make sound. That's how I'm interpreting it.
So if you roll over into a fetal position at night, your knees start screaming?
Yeah, or like you like bend, you lay on your back and bend your knees and like stretch.
I mean, I guess I'll have to go the fingers. The other, I mean...
At least you kind of have a choice. You have more of a choice.
Can I wrap them in fruit roll-ups and then wear gloves all day?
You can do that.
Or something like that. The
Well,
screaming knees thing, you'd have to build something around your knees.
Yeah.
What would you do? What would you do?
I think my first thought was like to wear gloves, and then I would taste latex or like some type of material constantly.
Which you'd get used to.
And I think I could get used to that.
Do they taste or smell?
Taste everything they touch.
And that would kind of be a superpower in some ways.
Yeah. You could like touch something and there might be poison in it. And you're not like you're not ingesting the poison, but you're like, that tastes like almonds. There might be cyanide in there.
You'd be like, could I touch your burrito? I'm trying to decide what to get, and it looks really good. Can I just... you could, yeah.
Would it interfere with what you were eating? Okay, here's another.
It would have to, yeah. It would confuse your senses.
Like, I know that, like when someone farts and you smell the fart, it's because there's particulate touching the inside. So, like,
I was wondering
if
that,
someone
like, if you touch something with fentanyl in it or something. Oh.
Do you, like, do you have to, like, hide, so you don't just breathe in a fart? You can't, like, they're not attached to your breath.
I think you just have to work your way around it.
Every time you wipe your ass, you have to taste shit.
Yeah, it's taste, not smell.
Taste.
I'm bad at this.
But
I just
smell is like it's the same as taste.
I feel like you could chapstick up your finger. There's ways around this. The knees, I don't see a way around. It's a blood-curdling scream.
It just says scream, but...
I mean, that would just ruin your life. You couldn't sit down in a restaurant. You couldn't see a movie. You couldn't... I mean, you'd have to be prone all the time.
You're just on the Hannibal Lecter
yeah,
board and someone just wheels you around.
I feel like there's less ways. I mean, neither one of these is good. I think the scream thing would drive you insane and make you like a social outcast.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. It would like affect other people more.
Yeah.
The fingers would just affect you.
You just have to figure out creative ways around it or get used to certain tastes, I guess.
Every time you piss, you had to taste your own dick.
I'd be eating a lot. God damn.
I always
You
wondered,
better
though.
be real good at wiping your ass.
Yeah.
You would.
A bidet becomes pretty appealing in this scenario.
Probably start eating a lot more with my hands because I wouldn't want all my meals to taste like metal.
Oh, fuck.
Do a lot more like rice or like bread bowls or. You just have to eat with your hands like a medieval person.
Yeah. Eat the opium food's really good. They don't give you silverware. They give you the bread. They like the injera bread.
Here's one. What does a plastic spoon really taste like?
Petroleum.
Do you think, though, if you're
Petrol-
holding it, using it, do you think it would really be much different than putting it in your mouth? You could probably create tasteless silverware or silverware that tastes like food. That would be my only issue. Is it's gonna make mealtime real awkward. But you can. I'm trying to think of how to use it as a superpower, though. I feel like that one you could use it somehow as a superpower. I don't know how though.
You could know when your girlfriend's about to be on her period.
That's by touching. Yeah. It's ability to smell things without people knowing you're smelling them. So, or tasting them. They're both are. Yeah, hands down. I'd take
Fingers.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. You got to tune in tomorrow for Tuesday News Day. All the random news and desk jokes. We are your pumpkin boys, round and proud.
I was gonna say ribbed.
Couple of jack-off lanterns.
Ribbed for your pleasure.
Yep. All right. Plant us in your garden. Let us grow. Let us rot. Next week, I'm going to tell you what I wanted to be when I grew up. Tune in tomorrow. Subscribe. Like. Love you.
Bye.